Well, today's the day we get started on our Coop project. Because of time constraints with heat and rain, and the fact that I need to try and get this done in a week, I'm only going to be doing snippets of where we're at the end of each day and just kind of compile all that together for the entire project till we get to the solar panel stuff. And then the solar panel stuff, we'll have a video just for adding those to the new section of roof up here. But we're basically tearing down all this run from the roof up. We're taking off on the coop, and then I'm gonna twist the roof so that it all runs with one long ridge the same direction, because right now it's multiple directions. This is too shallow for any rain or snow, plus the way that it's designed right now, tarps just get shredded. So we're gonna increase the pitch, turn the roof, probably add some extensions off of the ends just to help keep the rain off. We'll probably cut this all back. And then over here, this front section right next to the coop is gonna become like a storage room slash brooder area. So up to right about here, all this is going to be enclosed in. Because of where the ridge beam is going to end up being, the supporting post is going to come right where this door is. So we're going to close that off and move the door over. I'm not sure if the door is going to go here or here yet. Haven't really decided. But we've got plenty to do for tear down first before we can even think about starting to rebuild. I have to redo all the electrical, all the siding, you know, make it look all nice and neat, I guess. I mean, it is a chicken coop and duck house, so it's not gonna be that pretty. Almost 1 o'clock. We started, I don't know, 9-ish. Got a lot of the demolition done, at least from the run standpoint. Haven't done a whole lot on the house yet, but it's over 80 degrees and sunny right now, so kind of getting beat up. So we're gonna take a break, but I figured this would be a perfect time to get an update clip. We took off the beam for the swing set as well. So next we're gonna look at trying just to level out the ground where the walls are gonna be going. I think we're gonna put some bricks in strategic spots just to give a little extra support. But coming along, supposedly tomorrow night, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, we're supposed to have some severe storms from Hurricane, what is it, Beryl coming through? So I have to decide, do I remove the roof now or do I wait until afterwards? I'm probably going to end up pulling the roof off now, but it's going to be kind of to the time crunch. But we'll see how far we get. Well, it's the end of day one. And as usual, you never get as far as you really hope you do. So we got the siding off on this side. We started trying to level out where the walls are going to end up going. Demolition, for the most part, is done. I mean, we still have to take the roof off. Got most of the shingles off tonight, but it's after 8 o'clock, so should be able to really hit the ground running tomorrow, do a lot of building. The demo is fun. The ground prep is horrible. The building is fun. I mean, demo took a couple hours really from the Coop from the run standpoint. But 85 degrees kind of slows you down too. We're just DIY folks working on trying to get our Coop redone. Not professionals by any means. I know professionals would be able to get this done a heck of a lot faster. So tomorrow, hopefully we'll be able to get walls started over here and tied into this current Coop. I don't know if we're gonna get to trusses tomorrow or not, because this whole roof structure has to come off first. Again, that's demo, so smash the plywood from underneath, should come off pretty easy. But if I can salvage that plywood, I would like to. Tried to salvage a lot of the screws and stuff from the build already. Well, God decided that we were done for the day, so we ended up throwing, this is the old tarp that we had over top of the Coop and Run. It's actually an old billboard, but with Barrel coming through tonight and even starting right now, we decided to throw that over top of everything just as a little precaution. I don't know how much we're going to be able to see on the inside. So Ian got all the roof taken off. We just have the rafters really to take off tomorrow. And then we'll have a flat top to work with, which will be nice. Well, the tarp seems to be doing a fairly decent job right now, keeping the rain out. And then coming over here, we didn't end up getting our floor in. Got our 3 walls up. I know it's not easy to see. Ooh, look at all that rain. See, that was already open yesterday. Ugh. We got more of our trenching taken care of. And then we pulled off that back wall over there. Oh, I'm getting all wet. I pulled back the electrical that's in that hole right there, and I marked the conduit where that flag is, so I'm just going to end up bringing it up and into the wall from the outside. It's too much of a hassle right now to try and dig underneath and then come up through, so it'll be easier to just come inside afterwards. But the rain's come through. It's 6 o'clock now. We did get a lot cleaned up. All the trash and everything we put in feed bags over there. All this leftover and scrap wood from the old Coop is over there. Tell ya, I got this saw, I don't know, a month ago. I think it was an anniversary gift for both myself and my wife because we needed a new one. And it's a Ryobi battery powered saw. And I've been using this thing all day on one battery, and I got 1 bar left. Not bad though, it's worked really well. Pleasantly surprised. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow we pop the top off, assuming that we can get out without too much rain. Pop the top off and then build our 3 walls back out over here. The hardest part is you're trying to match everything up to uneven walls from that original Coop. So that's already bit me a couple of times. But we made progress today. That's what counts. All right, it's the end of day 3. At least I think it's day 3. It all blends together. Been raining almost all day. Sometimes we had to stop. Sometimes we could keep working through it. We got pretty wet. You see the tarp job that we had, trying to keep things dry on the inside overnight. It actually did work pretty well. Got the walls up on the coop, and then we started to add just a couple of cross pieces just to keep things a little more stable, but not too bad. Again, the biggest issue that we had was trying to level everything out, just because we're tying into old and the ground's not level at all. So yeah, we had to try to trench to make things easier. It just took time. We'll have a doorway right here going into the actual run-in area. This will be the section that has the solar panels for the roof. Coming into here, we ended up opening this space up right here. So here will be your main door walking into the storage room, and then over here we'll turn and go into the coop. We took down the plywood so we could pop the window out. We popped out the old door, and Ian started taking off the old siding. So we're getting there. Tomorrow's supposed to be a beautiful day. So we should be able to pop these tarps off, take the final remnants of the old roof off, and then add our double top plate all the way around. Add our other vertical supports for our ridge beam, set our ridge beam height, and maybe even get to trusses. Wouldn't that be awesome? Because if we can get to trusses, this section right here is the only section that's going to have a metal roof. Like I said a minute ago, over here, over the run, we'll have solar panels for a roof. But if we can get the trusses up here, rafters, trusses, whatever you want to call them, if we can get those up on this side, we can start adding metal to cover up and completely close off the coop again, so that the ducks can go back and use the coop. So yeah, these guys are a lot of work. And then once we get done adding all this and finishing all this up, adding steel. So I don't know if I ever actually mentioned what we're doing. So we're gonna do full steel on the coop, ground to roof. And then right here where the run starts on this wall is going to be the mesh fencing so that we can see in and out. Probably end up having to do chicken wire along the bottom again, because small chicks can get through some of that mesh. So we might actually end up doing chicken wire around more, because birds kept flying in and stealing all the bird seed, or the duck feed. So this wall here will be all mesh, and then wrapping around, the mesh is 36 inches. So from this plate, this top plate here, down to halfway on this horizontal, I don't remember if is it a girt or a purlin, whichever one it is. So we'll do the wire mesh on the top 3 feet, and then the bottom remainder will be steel. So steel, 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 and then wrapping around over here, we'll have the mesh over up here, up top, and then steel along the bottom. Doorway here, and then when we get back over to the storage room slash coop area, we'll do full steel from ground up to the roof again, and then wrap all the way around and chop off that old roof section. So lots still to do. Structure wise, we're almost done. Knock on wood. No, we're not. We still got a little ways to go, and we've got 3 days to get it done. Thursday and Friday, all 3 of us are going to be here. Saturday, it might just be me, so we'll see how far I can get. So till tomorrow, see how far we actually get. Well, it's the end of day 4. We had a beautiful, sunny, hot day again today. We made some progress. Kind of feels good. Looks ginormous. Almost looks like a house now. Probably over-engineered in some spots and not engineered enough in others. Did find some wonky window here that we'll have to block into. Yeah, double top plate all the way across. Got our rafters 2 foot on center. Everything tacked in tomorrow. What am I gonna do tomorrow? Oh, I don't know. I'll figure it out when that comes. Probably have to add is it the purlins on the roof? Some more girts on the side. Or maybe it's the other way around. I can never remember. Have to add the last 2x8 and then blocking to give us an overhang on both sides. I'll be flying solo tomorrow, so probably the easier stuff will be purlins and girts. And then I'll have to add on the inside, the term escapes me right now. But collar ties, there we go. We'll add collar ties across just to help keep things together. So yeah. Looks different in the backyard. I can't figure out if it's as tall as I thought it was going to be or not. The ground is not level out here at all. So it's one of those things that some spots that you're walking around, it feels really tall, and some spots not so much. But on the plus side, when I stand right here, it looks straight. Oh yeah, I guess the other thing that I'll have to do, whether or not I get to it tomorrow or not, is mark the edges for the eave and then chalk line it, cut them all straight. Still have to get the solar panels over here as well. Those got delivered, but I have to pick them up still. Boy, everything just kind of looks wonky now to me. Oh well, another day done. Now it's time to go get cleaned up for what do they call that thing? Live show? It's not really, I guess it's kind of like a podcast. Myself, Rodney Hunt, and Eric from East Texas Homestead. So we'll see how far we get tomorrow while I'm flying solo. It's the end of day 5. We got our little soffit spaces built. Added 12 inches around the outside for an overhang. That was one thing we did not have on the old Coop and Run, was 0 overhang other than the front porch. So anytime rain came off the roof, it went right inside. So we learned from that one very quickly. We got all the purlins in on the roof. We might have to add another row on top for the ridge vent. Started adding some more girts in the back. But it was Ian and I for most of the day. But I think we got a lot done. Ian says we have a checkers board on the roof now. And he was up there nailing all those purlins in with me. He really enjoyed that. And then when Jess finally got back today, she started working on raising the door heights to 6 feet on the inside so that we can not whack our heads when we walk in there. Oh yeah, I forgot, we did get the window put back in too. And realized we had to frame all that out for all the steel to go around that. So, lots of progress. Hopefully, knock on wood, tomorrow, we might be able to put some steel up. We shall see. I mean, the steel for the roof is really only coming to here, because the rest of this I'm planning on doing the solar panels. So we just have to put a roof here and then really seal off the coop space. And if we can seal off the coop space, then we can let the ducks get back in there. Because right now they're kind of having to free range it at night. And we got critters around here that would love to eat duck. So yeah, we'll see if we can we gotta frame up the rest of the wall in the middle to divide the coop from the storage area. We have to add the gable end here, and then the gable end on the far side, so that we can run steel all the way up and seal everything off. Tall order. On the plus side, the steel that we're going to be putting on the roof is from our church. It was damaged during a hailstorm, and so insurance replaced it all, so I got free steel. It's got some dents and dings in it, but I don't really care. But it's already pre-drilled. So I'm kind of hoping, I should have checked this before I put the purlins up, but I'm kind of hoping that it's 2 foot on center. Otherwise, I'm going to be filling up some holes. But I mean, if you look at it, what are those 3 foot sheets? So, 1, 2, really 3, maybe 4 sheets on each side would put a roof over top of that section. So yeah, we could easily put those up tomorrow. Whether or not I can trim them all out, well, that's a whole nother story. But we'll take what we can get, because tomorrow's the last day before I have to go back to work. And then it's all up to Jess and Ian to finish during the day. You didn't see it, but she stuck her tongue out at me. But it's been fun. Again, if you're a professional, don't look too close. If you're a DIYer, have at it. Because that's what we are. I've got a handful of books on framing and building, and I flip through them to try to learn little tips and tricks and stuff. And I'll tell you, figuring out that bird's mouth cut was a pain in the butt. I know if you do it a lot, it's probably easy. And there's probably a trick, but I could not figure it out. So it took me, I wasted so much time trying to get that bird's mouth cut just right. So till tomorrow, we'll see how far we can get. End of day 6. Just before 5 o'clock, we've got a teen activity church that we have to go to. We got the steel on the roof over top of the house and the storage area. Jess has been working on all the girts, trying to get those added in so that we can start putting steel on the outside. We got all the edges trimmed up, put our little drip edge on. We do have corner pieces for the edge of the steel. We've got, what is that, the fascia trim that we have to put on still. But it doesn't look like we got much done. In fact, right now it's starting to rain, but it feels so good. It was like it was 1,000,000 degrees outside today. I think Monday and today were probably the hottest days. And of course, it was roofing day. But it was nice that it was really 3 sheets of steel. The steel is used steel from our church that had hail damage. I don't care, it was free. And it works great for what we need it for. And my thinking is, so the rest of this up here is gonna be solar panels. So this last rib right here, at least in my mind right now, I see overhanging a solar panel on top of the steel, probably flattening down a rib so that it can overhang. We'll silicone right along the metal to try and keep any water from coming back this way. And in my head, it should work. Famous last words. But, I tripped there. It's coming along. Just got verticals in place so that we can run OSB all the way up to close off the storage room. We still have to do the same thing above the wall over there in the run area. Oh yeah, I added collar ties in. Probably overkill, unneeded because of the way we have things built, but hey, it's never gonna hurt to have extras, is it? So we'll have to finish adding some more girts over here. Actually, we haven't added any on this wall yet, but we'll steel this whole thing to separate the spaces. Oh, I'll show you one other thing that we added, which is kind of neat looking at it after the fact. But over here, it was always a pain to try and clean everything out of the coop because the doorway was just barely big enough for a bucket. And so we're gonna cut open a little hatch right here that's gonna be similar to the hatch that comes into the run, just OSB that slides up and down. But we're gonna add it right here to the side so we can lift that up, put a tarp down on the ground, and just sweep everything outside. It's make it a whole lot easier to clean out the coop. So this is the end of my vacation week. Starting next week, back to work. Jess and Ian are gonna continue during the daytime, amongst other jobs and chores that they have, to see how far they can get. And then we'll see what happens when I get out of work, how much further we can get. Obviously, I was a little over optimistic in thinking that I could get this done in a week. It is a fairly big project. But hey, I don't think it looks that bad for the IT guy doing it. A professional looking at it would probably cringe. But for the IT guy, I don't think it's that bad. So till next time, we'll pick up and see how far we get on another day.